Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the Moving Toward Better podcast. I'm your host, Karen Bemis from movingtowardbetter.com, and I'm here to help you live your best life, powered by your unique and amazing personality. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the Moving Toward Better podcast. I'm your host, Karen Bemis. I'm a business, relationship, and life coach, and my superpower is helping you unleash your inner badass to become the real you in the real world, because anything less is BS. So what does a colonoscopy have to do with any of this? Plenty, let me tell you. Let's start out with a disclaimer that I am not a medical professional. Any and all medical procedures that I talk about are the result of conversations with medical professionals I trust. Any claims or suggestions I make should always be discussed with your own physicians before making decisions for yourself. That being said, let's get started. This podcast stems from several factors. The first is that if you are 50 or older, you need to talk with your doctor about having a colonoscopy. Why? Because according to WebMD, colorectal cancer is the third most common cause of cancer-related death for both men and women. However, if it's caught early, colorectal cancer has a 90% survival rate. That's the medical reason for my task-oriented friends to do this. The other reason is that it's a brutal way to go, my friends. I watched my grandmother pass from it. I have a friend who lost her dad a mere few weeks after diagnosis. And I just found out that a friend of mine passed away 3 short months ago, and her youngest child isn't even out of high school. But before you think this is all doom and gloom, it isn't. It's merely a way to show you how, given your personality, it might be time to look at things a bit differently when it comes to this and other procedures that are inconvenient and can save our lives. In the US, we often take a depersonality attitude toward routine procedures. We focus on how they might slow us down, when in reality, these procedures keep us going, often far longer than the people we know who waited or refused to get them in the first place. The thing is that by choosing to take care of your health, you take control of your physical being from the inside out as well as the outside in. Also, you now have choices on how to do the procedure, which is awesome. In the case of a colonoscopy, you may be able to choose screening if you don't have a family history. And if you do have a family history like me, you have choices in how to prep. And I won't go into all of them, TMI, but trust me when I say that when I got mine, I was delighted not to have to drink that awful tasting liquid anymore. Woohoo! So remember the friend I mentioned that lost her dad? She's an amazing depersonality that decided to take the bull by the horns and get a handle on her health because she felt that her dad left this earth way too early. She's determined to stay healthy and be there for her kiddos for many years to come. And I am so glad she's doing that. For those of you who are driven personalities, I challenge you to get your health in check. Take a note. That means working with your doctor to make sure you're doing what's best for you, not going rogue on your own. For those of you with the I personality, I know this does not sound like fun, but here's what I figured out. Planning out what I could consume the day I was fasting was actually kind of fun. I had 2 different types of broth and even made a mocktail of ginger ale and apple juice in the late afternoon, which soothed my inner child who just wanted some freaking food. I met some awesome people during the procedure and overheard some amazing stories. You want to hear my favorite funny story? It's about me. As an I personality, I'm always looking for the fun and the funny, and here's what happened. You see, I don't respond well to narcotics in general. In fact, they usually make me really sick. I'm also a super lightweight, so a little bit goes a long way. For those of you who know what triaminic cough syrup is, it knocks me out. And before you tell me that it's for kids and has nothing in it to knock me out, I know, but that is my life. At one point, I heard the nurses talking about rearranging patients and pushing one back. And I just knew they were talking about me. And I was right, because the doctor came in to tell me that they only had one nurse anesthetist that day, and they wanted her in the room for my procedure. So they were moving me to the last appointment of the day so that could happen. By the way, that only meant that one person was going to go in front of me, so really no big deal for the most part. So they wheeled me into the room for the procedure, and everyone was incredibly nice. We were laughing and joking, and the nurse explained what she was giving me. And within a minute or two, I was drifting off into dreamland. And then something interesting happened. I could hear the staff talking, and one of them said, "Is she signing?" And I realized I was signing the phrase, "I'm awake." I wasn't scared, upset, or in any pain at all. And it struck me funny then, and it strikes me funny now. I'm honestly amazed that I remember it. And again, they just gave me more medication. I went right back to sleep. But that just tickles my funny bone. And I love walking away from things like that with funny stories. It kind of helps balance out some of the not so happy stories I heard that day about people who delayed their own health care to take care of others, and many other reasons. One of the hardest things to do when you have an S personality is putting yourself first, because you easily put others' needs before your own. And I'd like you to think about it this way. What if taking care of yourself is not a selfish act at all? What if taking care of yourself is the ultimate sacrifice to take care of the people you love better and longer? Think about it. If you get sick, who's going to take care of the people you love? And how will it feel to have to turn that over to someone else, maybe even long term, rather than just a day here and there, so that you can fully take care of yourself? Interesting thought, huh? While I was waiting for my procedure, I was in a curtained off area, so I was able to hear everyone else give their medical conditions and histories. And let me tell you, if you want to feel blessed and privileged, this is one way to do it. One person took meds for high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, bipolar disorder, and had IBS. Another had lost her mother and sister to colon cancer. Her brother and nephew both had colon cancer and needed radiation. And her niece had precancerous polyps when she had her colonoscopy. This was this person's first colonoscopy, and I cannot imagine the level of stress she felt before the procedure. And it sounded like the only reason she was there was because her family pushed her to have it. I was also in the bed next to her when the doctor came to deliver her results. And from the sound of it, they got to her before it was too late. But there would definitely be more procedures in her future. Like I said, perspective and counting your blessings. For the record, I had nothing of any note, no polyps, no hemorrhoids, just a bit of diverticulosis, which is apparently common in people over the age of 50. That's where pockets form in the colon, and the treatment is just to eat more fiber. That's different from diverticulitis, which means that one or more of those pockets became inflamed and or infected, which often means medication and additional procedures. At nearly 60, I am incredibly grateful for my results. For the C personality, as usual, it's complicated when it comes to medical procedures. You love data and knowledge, but when it comes to your own health, sometimes not so much. Remember how we've talked about how perfectionism works in a C person's life? Healthcare issues may be the only area that the C personality embraces the idea that ignorance is bliss, because they don't want their pond rippled. But think about it this way. What if you get a better pond by following through with these procedures and building an arsenal of personal health data that keeps you healthy for as long as humanly possible? Your biggest problem is often too much research and finding out all the possible ways things could go wrong. I honestly think that patient portals were invented for and probably buy the cautious and correct C personalities, because it's where so much data is stored. For people like me who are data challenged, I thank you for that. Because of those patient portals, I can look back when I had surgeries and find the dosages of my supplements without having to look at the bottles every single time. And I can do the same for my family members if they need me to, and that is such a comfort. In my husband's case, that data can mean the difference between life and death since he's a type 1 diabetic. And he's about to go on an insulin pump that will store so much more information and will hopefully keep him healthy for years to come. It took us 2 years to get that pump, but thanks to my husband's methodical and consistent SC personality efforts, he finally got it approved. So thank you, C personalities, for helping him do that. So which type do you see for yourself when it comes to your healthcare? Are you a D personality that needs choices and control over your decisions? Are you the I personality that may avoid procedures because it doesn't sound like fun? Are you the S personality that makes excuses that you have so many others to take care of that you put your own healthcare off? Are you the C personality who loves data, but maybe not that type of data? If you know your personality type, I'm sure you see yourself here. If you're not sure, but want to know yourself better, get an assessment ASAP. You can check the show notes, or you can go to movingtowardbetter.com and click the Take an Assessment button on our homepage. Then, if you want to take your life beyond a simple understanding of yourself and others, you have 2 great choices. You can book a one-on-one session to get a deep dive into ways to boost your success in every area of your life, or you can sign up for the Moving Toward Better Discover Better retreat in September. That's where we take everything about your personality and supercharge it in ways that you cannot even imagine. At the retreat, we'll teach you how to make every area of your life and business work in tandem with your personality rather than against it. Trust me, when you do that, you'll live better than you ever dreamed you could. Instead of returning to the grind, you return to your life feeling amazing and better because of the strategies that you'll learn and that you'll be able to implement instantly to make positive changes in your life and your business. It is going to be a fun weekend where you'll learn how to support those you love in ways that are meaningful to them and you. You'll learn how to get the best from yourself and others by genuinely speaking their language without denying or burying your own. Tickets are limited, so reserve your spot today at movingtowardbetter.com/2022-September-retreat. Or again, go to the Moving Toward Better homepage and click on September Retreat. It's going to be a great time to recharge and return to your life feeling better equipped to deal with everything in your world, better than ever before. So sign up today, seriously. Finally, if you know someone else that this episode can help, please share it with them. We all deserve to be healthy and stay that way. It's how we live a meaningful life. Also, remember to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you're listening so you know when a new episode drops. You know, it's truly my mission to help people upgrade their lives, feel better in their own skin, and create a life they love, whatever that means for them. So until next time, keep moving toward better with your unique and amazing personality. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. At Moving Toward Better, it's our mission to help you live your best life powered by your unique and amazing personality. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe to the podcast today and head over to movingtowardbetter.com to learn more about how amazing your personality actually is. As always, all pertinent links are in the show notes. Thanks for listening, thanks for being you, and have a great day. Love you all.